The color that changes everything. What if I told you that a single color in your wardrobe could change the way men notice you, even after 50? Yes, just one choice of shade can shift how the world responds to you before you say a word. Sounds impossible. It isn't. Here's the truth many of us quietly carry. Once we cross into our 50s and 60s, society starts to treat us like background scenery. We become like the wallpaper, present but unseen. Have you ever walked into a room and felt invisible, as though the vibrancy you once radiated had somehow faded into silence? If so, you're not alone. Countless women share this experience, and it can feel like an unspoken rule. As we age, we are expected to step back, tone down, disappear. But let me tell you something powerful. Fashion is not just decoration. Clothing is psychology made visible. The colors you wear are signals, and they shape how others perceive you at the deepest subconscious level. According to research in color psychology, up to 90% of first impressions are based on color alone. That means the shades surrounding your face and body speak louder than wrinkles, age, or even words. And here's the best part. You don't need to chase youth to stand out. You don't need to become someone else. You simply need to reclaim the visual language of color and let it amplify the woman you already are, wise, vibrant, and magnetic. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 powerful colors that are anything but ordinary. These shades are backed by science, rooted in psychology, and proven to influence how people feel about you. But beyond theory, I'll also show you real stories from women just like us who discovered how a shift in color transformed the way they were seen, and more importantly, the way they felt about themselves. So stay with me, because this isn't just about fashion. This is about presence. This is about reclaiming your confidence. And this is about showing the world, clearly, beautifully, unapologetically, that you are still here and you are unforgettable. Color becomes one of the most underestimated tools for women after 50, yet it has more power than most of us realize. Decades of research in psychology show that between 60 and 90% of someone's first impression is based solely on color. Think about that for a moment. Not your hairstyle, not your figure, not even the words coming out of your mouth. Color does most of the talking long before you say a word. The brain makes judgments about trust, warmth, energy, and approachability within seconds, and those judgments are anchored in what we wear. In my work with women over the years, I've seen a common pattern. Many of my clients, intelligent and stylish in their own right, had fallen into the trap of wearing black, navy, or beige almost exclusively. Society told them these were the safe choices, slimming, classic, not too loud. And while those shades can be useful in moderation, wearing them day after day often has the opposite effect. Instead of feeling secure, many of these women began to blend into the background, as though they were trying to apologize for taking up space. One client confessed, "I thought black made me invisible in a good way, but I realized it just made me invisible, period." Let me share the story of Margaret, a 62-year-old woman from Chicago who came to me frustrated that no one seemed to notice her anymore at work. She had always chosen gray and beige tones, believing they looked professional and discreet. During a style consultation, I encouraged her to try sapphire blue, a color deeply associated with trust, intelligence, and calm authority. She hesitated, but eventually wore a sapphire blouse under her blazer for a company luncheon. That day, something shifted. Colleagues complimented her eyes, her energy, even her confidence. Several people she barely spoke to before came over just to chat. Margaret told me later, "It felt like the world suddenly turned its head and said, 'Oh, you're still here.'" Have you ever had a similar experience where the moment you wore a different color, people reacted to you differently? Did it surprise you? Or are you still hiding in safe colors because you were told that boldness no longer belongs to women over 50? Color is not superficial decoration. It is communication at the most primal level. According to a University of Winnipeg study, our brains process color signals faster than words or facial expressions, which means the colors we wear shape the story others create about us before we even open our mouths. That is why, after midlife, relying solely on muted neutrals can quietly erase us, while choosing the right tones can reintroduce us to the world with power and grace. As a woman in my late 50s myself, I've lived this truth. For years, I leaned on black because it felt easy and discreet. But one afternoon, out of curiosity, I tried on a deep emerald blouse in a boutique. The sales associate immediately said, "That makes your skin glow." Later that evening at a dinner party, I was asked 3 times if I had changed my skincare routine. Nothing about me was different except the color framing my face. That was the moment I stopped treating color as optional and started using it as strategy. So let me ask you, when was the last time you experimented with a color outside your comfort zone? And if you could choose a single color that describes how you want to be remembered today, not 10 years ago, not 20, but right now, what would it be? Understanding the psychology of color is the foundation, but the real transformation begins when you know exactly which shades speak for you. Not every color works equally well for every woman, and certainly not every color sends the same message. Some shades highlight vitality and wisdom, while others project calm strength or quiet sensuality. To unlock that potential, let's explore 5 colors that carry distinct psychological meanings and can redefine how you are seen, both by others and by yourself. Sapphire blue, the power of quiet strength. Sapphire blue has always been more than a color. It is a statement of quiet strength. Psychologists describe it as the shade of trust, calm authority, and emotional intelligence. When people see this particular tone, their brains instinctively associate it with safety, competence, and wisdom. In fact, a study from the University of British Columbia found that deep blues increase perceptions of reliability and intelligence more consistently than any other shade. For women past midlife, that association is priceless. It tells the world you are still very much present, powerful, and worth listening to. I often remind my clients that as we age, our skin, hair, and even energy begin to soften. Sapphire blue provides exactly the right kind of contrast, never harsh, always flattering. It brightens the whites of the eyes, illuminates silver or salt and pepper hair, and gives the entire face a more vibrant appearance. I remember one woman who hesitated to step away from her neutral wardrobe. She finally agreed to try sapphire-toned eyeglass frames. The following week, she told me, "I walked into the office and 3 different people asked if I had changed my skincare routine. No one realized it was just my glasses." She laughed as she recalled how colleagues insisted she looked at least 10 years younger. That is the quiet power of this color. It doesn't scream for attention, it simply allows you to be seen in your best light. Have you ever noticed how certain shades make your eyes sparkle while others drain you completely? When was the last time you wore a color that made people stop and say, "Something about you looks different today"? If you cannot remember, perhaps sapphire blue deserves a place at the front of your closet. From a styling perspective, this shade adapts beautifully to both professional and casual wardrobes. A silk blouse in sapphire under a blazer can transform a business meeting, projecting confidence without aggression. A scarf in this tone, draped near the face, creates an instant lift during social gatherings. Even accessories, handbags, shoes, or frames carry its magnetic effect. For evening occasions, a sapphire dress with silver jewelry radiates elegance without excess. And unlike flashy reds or neons, sapphire gives presence without performance. It lets the woman shine, not just the clothing. As someone in her late 50s, I have personally leaned on sapphire blue during times when I needed to feel both grounded and radiant. I once wore a sapphire wrap to a holiday dinner where nearly everyone else had chosen black or gray. I didn't feel louder, I felt clearer. People gravitated toward me, not because I demanded attention, but because the color amplified the confidence I already carried inside. It reminded me that we do not have to fade as we age, we simply need to choose colors that reflect our depth. So I invite you to ask yourself, if sapphire blue can communicate calm authority and emotional intelligence without a single word, what might it unlock in your own life? Would it help you feel more visible at work, more vibrant at family gatherings, or simply more aligned with the woman you already know yourself to be? Color is never just decoration. It is psychology woven into fabric. And when you use it with intention, you are not only enhancing your appearance, you are shaping how others connect with you on an emotional level. Sapphire blue is the first step, but it is only one chapter in the palette of empowerment. Each shade tells its own story. Next, let's explore a tone many women overlook, yet it carries a warm, grounded sensuality that quietly draws others in: olive green. Olive green, the allure of calm elegance. Olive green carries a power that many women underestimate. Unlike the brighter, more playful greens, olive has a maturity that whispers instead of shouts. Psychologists often link this shade to wisdom, resilience, and inner peace. It is the color of growth and grounded strength, the kind that comes from living, learning, and carrying life with grace. In color psychology, earthy tones like olive create feelings of emotional safety and approachability, qualities that become even more magnetic as we age. Studies in visual perception suggest that muted greens, particularly olive, are processed by the brain as both calming and trustworthy. That means when you wear this shade, people instinctively feel more comfortable around you. For women over 50, who are often seeking connection rather than competition, this effect is invaluable. Olive green tells the world, here is a woman who is confident, collected, and deeply approachable. I recall working with a client named Teresa, a 59-year-old recently widowed woman who felt uncertain about re-entering the dating scene. She had been wearing mostly black and navy, hoping to look elegant, but she confessed that men rarely approached her at social events. I suggested she try a wrap dress in olive green paired with subtle gold earrings. The following week she called me with a laugh in her voice. For the first time in years, men actually walked across the room to start a conversation. They told me I looked warm, inviting, even radiant. Nothing about Teresa had changed, only the message her clothing sent. Olive gave her the confidence to step into new possibilities. Have you ever noticed how some colors make people lean in, while others create distance? Imagine attending a family gathering or a community event. Would you rather blend into the background or wear a shade that naturally draws others closer without any effort on your part? Olive green is particularly kind to mature skin tones. Bright neon greens can clash or wash us out, but olive creates a soft contrast that enhances the natural glow of golden, warm, or neutral undertones. On women with silver or white hair, it adds depth and richness. On those with warmer complexions, it harmonizes beautifully, almost like the color was designed for seasoned beauty. From a styling perspective, olive is endlessly versatile. It works in soft knits, wrap dresses, or utility-inspired jackets that balance comfort with sophistication. Pair it with camel, cream, or rust for an earthy palette, or add bronze and gold jewelry to bring out its quiet sensuality. I personally love wearing an olive cardigan with a simple ivory blouse. It feels effortless yet refined. Once, at a local art gallery opening, I chose olive trousers with a silk scarf, and a gentleman I had never met said, "You look like you belong in this space, calm and collected." That small comment reminded me that color speaks volumes without our even realizing it. So let me ask you, if olive green could make you appear both grounded and magnetic, where would you wear it first? Would you try it at a casual lunch with friends, a professional setting, or perhaps even on a date? Olive green is not about being loud or demanding attention. It is about embodying a presence that feels authentic and deeply attractive. It sends the message, I have lived, I have grown, and I carry my experiences with grace. And that, more than anything, is alluring. As we move forward, think about how olive green differs from the vibrancy of sapphire blue. One is regal and clarifying, the other is earthy and sensual. But what if we want a shade that brings warmth, energy, and a touch of boldness? That is where the next color comes in, an unexpected yet unforgettable tone called deep mustard. Deep mustard, the warmth of unexpected radiance. Deep mustard is the kind of color that surprises people. Most women over 50 avoid yellow altogether, convinced it will wash them out or make them look childish. But deep mustard is not sunshine yellow. It carries a richness closer to amber or golden ochre, a shade that conveys optimism, intelligence, and creative energy, but with the grounded elegance that comes from maturity. It is a color that doesn't just say, I'm here, it says, I'm alive, I'm vibrant, and I still have stories to tell. Color psychology research shows that warm golden hues are often associated with vitality, warmth, and nurturing energy. In fact, studies in marketing and design reveal that golden tones increase feelings of positivity and trust. For a woman in her 50s or 60s, wearing deep mustard can be like switching on a light from within. It adds radiance to the complexion, creating what I call the inner glow effect, where the skin appears warmer and brighter without a drop of makeup. I once worked with Diane, a retired teacher in her early 70s who volunteered at a community center. She told me she often felt overlooked by the younger staff. At my suggestion, she wore a deep mustard cardigan layered over a simple white blouse. The transformation was remarkable. That day, not only did several people compliment her outfit, but one of the younger staff members said, "You bring so much sunshine into this room." Diane laughed when she told me it was just a sweater, but it felt like I had stepped into my power again. Have you ever noticed how rare it is to see a woman over 60 in mustard tones? And doesn't that rarity make the impact even greater? Imagine walking into a room full of neutrals and pastels, and there you are, glowing in a golden shade that says you are not afraid to stand out. Wouldn't that shift the way people respond to you? From a styling perspective, deep mustard works beautifully in accents if you're hesitant to wear it head to toe. A silk scarf in this tone against charcoal gray instantly elevates an outfit. A structured handbag in mustard becomes a conversation starter. For those who want to embrace it more fully, a blouse or wrap dress in mustard paired with forest green or burgundy creates a palette that is sophisticated yet bold. Jewelry makes a difference here too. Brass or textured gold enhances the richness of the tone, while silver tends to dull it. Personally, I find that even a mustard shawl draped over the shoulders at a dinner party invites warmth and conversation. I remember the first time I wore a deep mustard blouse myself. I was nervous, convinced it would highlight the lines on my face or make me look tired. Instead, the opposite happened. A friend leaned across the table and said, "You look like you just got back from a vacation." I hadn't changed anything, no new makeup, no tan, just the color. It was a powerful reminder that our palettes can rewrite how others perceive us in an instant. So let me ask you, what is stopping you from trying deep mustard? Is it the fear of stepping outside your comfort zone? Or perhaps the belief that certain colors belong only to the young? I challenge you to experiment with it, even in the smallest way. You might be surprised at how much life it brings back into your wardrobe and into the way people respond to you. Deep mustard is not about looking younger, it is about looking fully alive. It signals that your story is still unfolding, that your presence carries warmth and strength in equal measure, and that is why it is unforgettable. Now that we've explored the golden warmth of mustard, let's move into a different kind of magnetism, a color that embodies mystery, sensuality, and quiet sophistication. The next shade, plum wine, has long been associated with royalty and allure, and for women over 50, it can be transformative in ways few expect. Plum wine, the mystery of allure. Plum wine is a color that carries a kind of allure few others can match. It sits delicately between burgundy and twilight purple, offering the richness of red with the mystery of violet. Historically associated with royalty and women of influence, this tone still communicates dignity, sensuality, and emotional depth today. For women over 50, plum wine has the rare ability to highlight the wisdom of experience while keeping the spark of allure very much alive. Color psychology studies suggest that shades of deep purple stimulate both feelings of sophistication and intimacy. Unlike brighter reds, which can be aggressive, plum wine signals maturity, mystery, and quiet magnetism. It is the shade of deep conversations rather than fleeting flirtations, of soulful allure rather than surface charm. When a woman steps into a room wearing plum wine, she doesn't have to demand attention. The color itself whispers, "There is more to me than meets the eye." I think back to a client named Evelyn, a 65-year-old who had recently started dating again after many years. She wanted to look elegant without feeling like she was trying too hard. I recommended a plum wine wrap dress, simple in design but luxurious in color. At her next session, she beamed. He couldn't stop staring. He told me I looked radiant but also mysterious, like he wanted to know everything about me. That is the secret power of this shade. It sparks curiosity and admiration simultaneously. Have you ever worn a color that made someone lean closer, as if drawn to an energy they couldn't quite name? Plum wine has that effect. It carries enough richness to stand out, yet it blends effortlessly with many classic pieces, making it both versatile and unforgettable. Personally, I have turned to plum wine whenever I want to feel both powerful and graceful. A few winters ago, I wore a plum velvet blazer to a holiday party. I remember women complimenting how it brought out the silver in my hair, while men remarked that the color felt elegant but warm. I realized then that plum wine doesn't just dress the body, it enhances the presence of the woman wearing it. From a styling perspective, plum wine pairs beautifully with neutrals like cream, black, and camel, but also with deep navy for a regal look. A silky blouse in this shade under a tailored jacket is perfect for professional settings, while a cashmere sweater in plum creates softness for casual gatherings. Accessories work wonders here too. Lipstick in a plum undertone, a scarf, or statement earrings can instantly elevate an outfit. For formal occasions, nothing beats a floor-length plum gown or a velvet jacket, both of which radiate elegance without excess. So I ask you, would you dare to wear a color historically reserved for queens? What would it feel like to step into a room and know that you embody both sensuality and wisdom in one single shade? Plum wine is not about performance, it is about presence. It tells the story of a woman who has lived, learned, and still embraces her depth with confidence. Men may not be able to name the shade, but they will feel its effect, a blend of mystery, intelligence, and undeniable warmth. As we continue, think of how plum wine differs from deep mustard. One glows with golden warmth, while the other draws with magnetic depth. But there is still one more color that completes this journey of transformation. It is softer, understated, and often misunderstood, yet it communicates strength and emotional composure like no other. Next, we will explore the quiet elegance of stone gray. Stone gray quiet confidence. Stone gray is often misunderstood. Many women think of gray as dull, lifeless, or even aging. Yet when chosen in the right tone and texture, stone gray becomes one of the most powerful colors in a mature woman's wardrobe. Unlike harsh black, which can overwhelm softer features, or pale beige, which can wash us out, stone gray strikes a balance. It communicates clarity, strength, and emotional composure. It is the shade of quiet authority, the kind of confidence that doesn't need to announce itself, because it has already been earned. Psychologists note that gray, when presented with depth and texture, is processed by the brain as stable and trustworthy. In one study on workplace attire, participants consistently rated individuals wearing medium to deep grays as more competent and reliable than those in brighter tones. This subtle but powerful perception makes stone gray particularly valuable for women navigating leadership roles, public speaking, or any setting where being taken seriously matters. I once worked with Linda, a 67-year-old consultant who was preparing for an important presentation. She usually relied on black suits, but admitted they made her feel heavy and severe. I suggested a stone gray tailored blazer with a silk blouse underneath. After the event, she told me, "For the first time, I felt like people were listening to me instead of being distracted by my outfit. I felt polished, not harsh." That is the magic of stone gray. It doesn't compete with you, it amplifies your presence. Have you ever noticed how silver hair shines against a gray backdrop? Far from blending in, stone gray actually creates contrast that makes mature features look intentional and refined. The soft undertones in this shade lift the complexion, highlighting the sparkle in the eyes and the warmth of a smile. For women with salt and pepper hair, stone gray creates harmony, transforming what might feel like an aging feature into an elegant asset. Personally, I turn to stone gray when I want to feel centered. I remember wearing a long stone gray cashmere cardigan to a family gathering. It wasn't flashy, but everyone commented that I looked serene and elegant. My granddaughter even said, "Grandma, you look like you're glowing." That moment reminded me that power does not always need to be loud. Sometimes the most magnetic thing is composure. From a styling perspective, stone gray is endlessly versatile. Structured pieces like trousers, blazers, or long cardigans make it a wardrobe cornerstone. In soft fabrics like wool, silk, or jersey, it becomes touchable and quietly luxurious. Pair it with white for crisp contrast, navy for sophistication, blush for softness, or even mustard for a striking combination of grounded and bold. Accessories matter too. Gold jewelry warms the shade, while silver enhances its sleek modern edge. So I ask you, if stone gray could embody calm authority and seasoned confidence, where in your life could you wear it most powerfully? Would it be in the workplace, in family settings, or perhaps during those moments when you want your presence to be remembered long after you've left the room? Stone gray closes this journey of 5 transformative colors. Each one, sapphire blue, olive green, deep mustard, plum wine, and stone gray, carries its own psychological message, its own way of honoring the beauty of maturity. Alone, each shade is powerful. But when combined with intention, they create something even greater, a wardrobe that reflects every dimension of who you are. And that is where we turn next, the art of blending these colors into a true power closet that works for every season and every occasion. Building a power closet through color. Individually, sapphire blue, olive green, deep mustard, plum wine, and stone gray each carry their own message. But when combined thoughtfully, they create what I call a power closet, a wardrobe that works in every setting and reflects the full complexity of a woman's life after 50. It is not about chasing trends or recreating the past. It is about choosing colors that amplify your presence, highlight your wisdom, and honor your individuality. Research in consumer psychology has shown that people who consistently wear colors aligned with their personal identity report higher levels of self-confidence and are perceived by others as more authentic. In other words, when your wardrobe reflects who you are, the world responds to that alignment. The right palette is not simply about looking good. It's about feeling powerful and communicating that power without saying a word. Let's imagine how these colors interact. Sapphire blue paired with stone gray creates an impression of regal authority balanced with quiet composure, perfect for professional environments. Olive green combined with deep mustard radiates warmth and approachability, ideal for social gatherings where connection matters more than competition. Plum wine layered with cream or navy offers a refined sensuality that is perfect for evening occasions. Each pairing adds dimension, telling the story of a woman who is not one note but a full symphony. I once helped a client named Marjorie, 63, rebuild her wardrobe after retiring from a demanding corporate career. She wanted clothes that reflected her new life, less about boardrooms, more about travel, volunteering, and spending time with family. We created a capsule collection using these 5 shades: a sapphire blouse, an olive cardigan, a mustard scarf, a plum dress, and stone gray trousers. With just those pieces, she could create dozens of combinations. At our last session, she said, "For the first time in years, I feel like my wardrobe belongs to me, not my job." That is the essence of a power closet: freedom, flexibility, and authenticity. Have you ever felt like your closet doesn't reflect the woman you've become? How many pieces do you own that you actually love to wear? Building a power closet is not about buying more, it is about curating better. Even a few intentional items in these transformative shades can shift how you show up in every aspect of life. Personally, I've learned to think of these colors as companions. On days when I need strength, I reach for stone gray. When I want to feel vibrant, deep mustard lifts me instantly. For important conversations, sapphire helps me feel grounded and clear. And when I'm celebrating life, nothing feels more luxurious than plum wine. Dressing becomes less about covering the body and more about dressing the spirit. Styling tip: focus on versatile base pieces in stone gray and olive, then use accessories in mustard or sapphire for energy, and reserve plum wine for moments when you want to radiate depth and allure. This not only maximizes flexibility, but also ensures your wardrobe feels cohesive rather than cluttered. So I ask you, if your closet could tell your life story through color, what would it say right now? Would it whisper safety and invisibility? Or would it speak boldly of wisdom, vibrancy, and grace? The truth is, every woman deserves a wardrobe that reflects not just where she has been, but who she is becoming. And with these 5 colors, you have the palette to create exactly that. As we move forward, let's take everything we've uncovered, science, psychology, and personal stories, and distill it into the ultimate lesson of this journey. Because building a wardrobe is not the end goal, reclaiming visibility, confidence, and joy is, and that is where our conclusion begins. Your time to shine. Reaching your 50s, 60s, or beyond is not a stage of fading, it is a stage of transformation. These years are not about becoming invisible, they are about shining in a different way. Each of the 5 colors we explored, sapphire blue, olive green, deep mustard, plum wine, and stone gray represents more than fabric. They are symbols of the strength, resilience, and depth you have earned through life. The lesson is simple yet profound. Color is not just about being noticed. It is a tool for expressing your inner power. It can communicate trust, warmth, sensuality, and wisdom without you saying a single word. When you choose colors intentionally, you are no longer dressing only the body, you are dressing your spirit. And here is my personal message to you. You do not need to become someone else to be magnetic. You already carry everything you need inside you. The right colors simply help the world see you more clearly. Wear them not to hide, not to fit in, but to stand in your truth. Because the most captivating beauty at any age is authenticity. So let me ask you, out of the 5 colors we've uncovered, which one are you most excited to try first? Will it be the quiet strength of stone gray, the mysterious depth of plum wine, or perhaps the radiant warmth of deep mustard? If this video inspired you, I would love for you to join the conversation. Leave a comment sharing your own experiences with color, or tell me which shade you're ready to embrace. Don't forget to like this video if it resonated with you, and subscribe for more insights on style, confidence, and beauty for bold women over 50. Your moment has not passed. In fact, it is right here. All you need to do is step into your colors and let the world see you shine.